Alright guys, welcome to round 2. This is going to be Tempest versus Bogus in STX versus KT Rolster. This is going to be a probably much different match than the first match. Neither Tempest nor Bogus are nearly the caliber of player that Cal and Flash, that's who played, Cal and Flash were. Cal and Flash are at the top of their game. Tempest versus Bogus are competent players, but neither of them, if you were making a list of great StarCraft players, I don't think either of them would make the list. Tempest is pretty good against Protoss, but sub 50 on both of the other two matchups, while Bogus does do pretty well. Bogus is pretty good against Protoss, but even then, is not amazing. No one's like, oh my god, Bogus is a Protoss specialist. No, they're just both pretty good. This is going to be on match point. We're going to have Bogus spawning in teal in the lower left, and Tempest is up in the upper right as the Protoss player. Here we have another wonderful Korean sign that says, "Go, you can do it, I believe in you." Unfortunately, it doesn't list the player's name. I don't know. I always like to say that because occasionally people will see this like, "Oh, he knows Korean." No, I really don't. But I can make it up. I can fake it well. I was an English major in college. English majors are really good at faking stuff. So, here's another Korean sign. Every time I go back to start talking about the game, they show another sign. So it's kind of hard to talk. But Tempest is going for a very early scout. I mean, it wasn't one of his initial 4 guys, but it's a pretty early one. He wants to know what Bogus is up to, and he might be going for a gas steal. That's normally what you do when you go in this early. You want to mess up their build order and take their gas. And, ooh, he doesn't quite make it. You need a slightly earlier scout there, buddy. I don't know if that was natural, or if he just saw the pro coming in and was like, "Rrr!" Because normally Terran don't get their gas before they put down the barracks, but he did not want a gas steal. Gas steal would have messed him up. We saw Cal go for a gas steal, and I don't know how much it really messed Stork up, but it certainly made him change his build order. So now the SCV is going to run away. I don't quite know what he's doing. You know, I guess he's just forcing forcing Bogus to devote more of his resources to watching that probe and less of it to whatever he's doing, but he's having to do the same thing, so I don't know how beneficial that really is. Looks like actually both of them are going for an expansion, most likely. So I see another blob up above Tempest, Bogus. They haven't really shown us the base yet, but I think they're both going for expansions now, which is interesting because I also haven't seen either a gateway or a barracks. There's the barracks, so, and maybe, no, I don't think Bogus has gone for an expansion. So, Tempest taking an early lead. That's probably why he's keeping that probe so close in there, because he wants a good count of what resources Bogus has to throw at him, since he's spending his economy on workers and nexuses and not on fighting troops. We do notice Bogus does not start making a marine as soon as that comes out. And, oh, he's going straight to factory. He's like, you know what? Screw infantry. I'm playing against some Protoss. He's now getting over there, and he sees the fast expand. And also, wow, the gateway is just now coming up. So, Tempest may be in some trouble here. Because if that Vulture gets out too quickly, okay, good, he's going straight for Cybernetics Core. So I was going to say, Zealots will not help you against a Vulture. Not one bit. Zealots will kind of look and be frustrated by a Vulture and just get killed anyway. But a Dragoon can take a Vulture out. Dragoon can, I won't say very easily, but Dragoon versus Vulture, Dragoon wins. Unless you just absolutely micro like a god. And I don't know how you would, because Dragoon even just standing there will beat you. Dragoon with mines, maybe not. I should put that in. Mines will eat a Dragoon's lunch. You need an observer to deal with mines. But he also needs a machine shop to get mines, so it works out. And he does. He goes straight for machine shop. So, apparently he saw that Cybernetics Core and knew he wouldn't get over there before the Dragoon showed up, so he's going to try and mine up his opponent. Right now, if Tempest can hold this off, he'll be in a very good position, because he's already starting to saturate his expansion, whereas Bogus hasn't even started his expansion yet. And in Terran versus Protoss, like I've said in the last game, usually you're at about even bases until, you know, when Terran gets 4 bases, Protoss tend to have about 5. But it's not like Zerg. Zerg needs to be a base up on Terran the entire time. Protoss really knows. So having 2 bases to Terran's 1, you're at a huge advantage. So Bogus may be in trouble here. Here we go. And yeah, the Dragoon is out. The Dragoon is going to take out that scout before he gets too much information. Or maybe not. The Dragoon doesn't seem to care about the scout. The Dragoon is saying, I'm going to go down here and watch my ramp. I don't really care about the scout. You can look all you want to. When you try and leave, I'll kill you. Or maybe I'll send my other Dragoon to go kill you. Scout's like, no! Boom. Ooh, I'm gonna have to make sure I sync that up pretty well, because that was right on the thing. And you'll know if I didn't sync it right. That's one of the problems with commentating, and normally people will sync in the middle, but I always forget, so I'm bad like that. Bad me. Going ahead and going to mine up under the ramp, making sure it's hard for them to push out. Haven't seen any robotics facility yet, so Tempest may be in trouble a little bit here. Because if he doesn't get the robotics facility done pretty soon, he's certainly not going to get observers for a while. And Bogus already has mines, and it's sitting right outside the base. Ooh, and mines on the high ground. That's extra bad because you don't actually see up there until you get onto the ramp, and so it's very hard to react. Wow, going for a control tower already. He may have noticed there was no robotics facility yet. And he may be going for cloaked wraiths. Wraiths are usually not that good against a Protoss, but if you're just completely not ready for them, there's the robotics facility. Now, here's where it comes from. If he goes for the Reavers first, he will be in trouble because those wraiths will get there. Although, honestly, I could be just miscalling it. He might be going for dropships as well. He's making some... It looks like he is going for dropships because he did not go for cloak right away. So he's going to try and drop them. I don't know how that will work since he's already kind of hunkered down to that piece of his base. So drop may not be that great. But it's one of those... The purpose of a drop is not to destroy your enemies, to cripple them. And if you can get a dropship full of vultures into their main and take out a whole bunch of probes, then yeah, you're gonna lose your vultures, but who cares? You just took out their whole probe line. And there's the dropship, probably going up to get those 4 vultures that are sitting right outside the base. So we're gonna see what happens here. We're gonna see how well this does. Kind of interesting that, I mean, I guess it wouldn't make a difference. He's putting in a little bit of pressure in order to try and get all the Dragoons down, but apparently Tempest sees this coming because he's got Dragoons up in the main. So I do not think this will be overly successful. Maybe he'll surprise me, but look, I mean, there they all are. They're just standing right at the edge. And so he's going to fly in over the high ground in order to keep his dropship a secret for as long as he can. But nope, it's not going to happen, buddy. And dropship goes down. There's some mines. Mines go down. Yeah, Bogus, this was a fail drop. I'm sorry. You do get a couple of probes, though, so you can redeem yourself a little bit. And that pylon is actually working against him. Does he have a... I'm sure he has an observer. I was seeing him shooting before. Yep, there's the observer. So, yeah. That's a fantasy drop right there. If you're going to play StarCraft, you want to emulate the good players, but if you're going to go for drops, don't emulate fantasy. So he's just going to run in and do what he can, which is not too much. So, alright. That was a little bit of a failure, but no, he lost the dropship. I was going to say, if he lost the vultures, that's not such a big deal. But the dropship kind of is. The dropship will eat your breakfast. And here's the observer coming over, getting a good look at this other dropship, and let's say, hey, I want to know if you're coming in. And who is going into that dropship? We don't know yet. That is, he does have a lot of Goliaths, which means that those observers pretty much can do whatever they want. They have free reign, and he's also not going for a lot of dropships. He's primarily going for vultures, and I bet that siege being upgraded right now, because the first one was very obviously spider mines, which didn't do a whole lot. So that's too bad. He did, like I said before, if he had gone for Reaver first, that drop would have been very successful. He would have really punished them. It looks like he's going to try it again. Wow, this is the fantasy build right here. Fantasy says, I'm going to do a vulture drop, I want to keep doing it until it works. I should make fun. He actually hasn't done that lately. He apparently finally figured, or someone like yelled at him and told him that didn't work. And here we go again. Dun, 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 dun. I am dropping mines. And I'm killing probes, but I am getting glitched up. Wow. Okay, so you killed, yeah, you killed what, I think 2 probes? But you did not lose the dropship this time, you did not lose the dropship, I will give you that. So you're getting better at it, it just still isn't very effective at all. Looks like he's going to go for his 3rd now, which he's had it set up for a while. He's still a little bit economically behind, especially since he keeps like throwing vultures into the sacrificial maw. And there's I guess that's Bisu. I don't recognize the players yet. I just started this. Actually, if that's Bisu, then why the heck is I guess Bisu may be in the 3rd game. I don't know. Who knows? But that was somebody, and I recognized him. I just didn't recognize him for who he actually was. I'm going to get made so much fun of in the comments. That's okay. I will accept it. So we have another dropship. Oh, hey, the dropship is actually being used as scouting right now. So it's not actually getting anything up there. It's just used to shut down this expansion. So if he can keep this expansion locked down, he'll be doing pretty well. And there's the minefield. Go slow, Dragoons. And Dragoons hate going... Ooh, he's going in for a pincer attack on the mines. So they're going to fall back, and now that he's got the Dragoons out of position, he's going to drop the main. That is very smart. I think he's going to drop the main. Where did the dropship go? Okay, never mind. Maybe he's not as smart as I gave him credit for. Because the Dragoons were all... I guess the Dragoons are out there. I haven't seen the main lately, so maybe he has a standby army back there.